Hi, welcome to my channel. This is the Clip Studio Tips of the Month, and today I'm going to show you how to paint sky using only basic tools. Let's begin. When drawing the sky, there are three main types of perspective we can use. The first is a flat sky. This is the kind of sky we see when there are clouds far away from our point of view on the horizon line. It happens when a front of rainy weather is approaching but it's still far away. We can also see flat clouds when we are looking up and the horizon line disappears. In this case, we have clouds above us and they will appear flat because we are looking at a small portion of the sky and we don't have a reference point. We can also give the sky a sense of depth when we see the horizon line. There are clouds far from our point of view and also closer. To recreate this kind of look, we can use the Perspective Ruler tool. In the tool menu, select Ruler, Perspective Ruler. Click on the canvas to set the ruler and activate the plane grid in the tool menu. It's important to turn off the guide because we don't want our stroke to be affected by the ruler. We want to use it only as a visual guide, but still able to draw freely. Draw the clouds by making them closer to us appear larger and those farther away smaller. It's a simple trick that makes our world feel more three-dimensional and interesting. We can also create a circular shaped cloud effect. This is perfect for emphasizing a vertical space or highlighting something inside the circular clouds. It's super easy, just draw circles first, and then on another layer draw your clouds following the circular shape. I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to draw clouds that look amazing. Sometimes it can be tough to start drawing from scratch, so we'll take a picture of the sky or a reference that you like. Instead of looking at the reference and drawing, we'll just grab a small section of the clouds and use it as a starting point. So we'll expand the clouds and give them the shape we want by drawing directly on the image. The smooth watercolor brush is fantastic. It's perfect for drawing clouds because it adjusts the quantity of paint depending on the pressure you put on a stroke, which allows you to blend different colors, and it also allows you to shape the fast stroke to create the wind effect. Speaking about wind, this is what you need to think when you shape clouds. It is like you are the wind, and you can give the shape you want. To use the smooth watercolor brush effectively, I suggest you vary the dimension of the brush, which will allow you to draw different parts of the cloud. Here's a quick tip to speed up your sky creating process. First, pick an area you like with the selection tool. Then click on the copy-paste button. Now you can move this part to fill in an empty space. Of course, we don't want to make a repeating pattern, so you can experiment with the dimensions by enlarging, shrinking, or flipping it. This will create a cool overlay effect between the clouds, just like in nature. Then you can use the smooth watercolor brush to modify the shape of the cloud. One of the most important things to consider when it comes to drawing clouds is the direction of light. So of course the sun will always be behind the clouds, but the angle of its rays can be different depending on the phase of the day. I'm going to show you a very simple method to modify the sky depending on the light conditions. It's important to draw the clouds on a separate layer, so let's work on the sky first. In the tool menu, go to Gradient. Now you see many different gradients by default. Right-click on one of them and select Duplicate Subtool and assign a new name. Click on the copy of the subtool you made. You can see a bar with small little squares on top. If you click on one of them, you can assign the color you prefer. So take a reference picture of a dawn that you like, or take my picture as a reference if you prefer. And use the eyedropper tool to select a color, and then click on one of the little squares to assign the color you selected to that part of the gradient. The purpose of this is to recreate the sky gradient you desire. If you want to add other small squares in order to give a smoother variation to the gradient, just move the cursor under the bar of the gradient. It will turn into a plus sign. Just click and it will appear a new small square. Using this method, we will create all the different conditions of light in the sky. Before painting the light on the clouds, you may need to adjust the overall brightness and contrast. So go to Edit, Tonal Correction, Brightness Contrast and adjust depending on the result you want. You can also play with the other corrections such as tone curve to see how to make all the other phases of the day Check out my article on Clip Studio Tips, link is in the description. Once you have made all the adjustments, you can paint the light directly onto the clouds with the opaque watercolor brush. Create one or more layers on top of the cloud and clip them onto the layer below, changing the blend mode of each layer accordingly. You can use all the tips I've shown you to change the weather conditions, always using the same sky as a starting point. You just need to adjust the tonal correction and create layers on top of the cloud to modify the light according to the result you want. Here I made a rainy day, a snow day, and finally a sunny day. Again, if you want to learn more, check out my article on Clip Studio Tips. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video, bye bye.